It's been a while, how the heck are ya? If you're new around these parts, this is the series totally dedicated to the map changes we see each week on Fortnite Island. It's been a little dry this season, but with the Halloween update only 1 week away, we have a few sub-stories to check out, and I'll also recap what's happened over the past fortnight in Fortnite. So sit your butt down for 5 minutes, and please think about using code ADAMARU to join the list of legends at the end of each episode. And let's break down the latest update. Last update, our focus shifted to the gnomes of Fortnite as we saw two key events happening. The g-nomes that survived Holly Hatchery were moving out, their bags were packed, they were ready to go. And on the opposite side of the island, the gnomes rounded up by the sheriff in the jail cell were broken out thanks to a daring high explosive escape. Then they vanished, straight up gone, but thanks to your help, we found every single gnome. That's almost 40 of them attempting to leave the island. First, the prison break. The hole in the wall shows their exit plans and every single one of them has gone, none in sight. Follow the valley down to the south and you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18! A literal army of gnomes have made a mad dash south and are climbing into a set of kayaks. There's even a cool Gandalf style gnome lifting a light, showing the way to go, fearless as ever. I was unable to find the Buckethead guy from last week, which is a shame. That guy could have been an icon for us all. I would have bought that skin. Elsewhere, the missing gnomes from Holly were found at the water's edge near the Viking ship, once again jumping into a boat to sail away. Where the heck could they be going? Remember the cool laying down gnome from the bench? Well, he's still here and he's still laying down. He's as cool as ever. I was hoping they'd all make it to Hookwatch, but that's very unlikely now as they're all traveling off at different angles, especially when you see the third troop. I totally missed these guys last update up at Craggy Cliffs, but come on, how much does this hit you in the feels? I feel like we should have some different music now to make you cry. It became apparent they were looking at the boats, and to my surprise, it wasn't the beached vessel in the distance, it's yet another kayak. The three gnomes are now there on the shoreline, putting their teeny tiny luggage on board, and on the cliff edge, those two elders continue to watch as their comrades leave the island. Does that mean these two are staying, if they're seeing them off from this angle? Who knew we could care about inanimate objects like this? Another bromance has blossomed. By the way, this guy is a little different from the rest. He has a book. I don't know if that's important, but I feel it's worth a mention. I'll keep an eye on it for you, because honestly, I have nothing better to do with my time. There is another set of gnomes leaving the island, but these guys ain't a fan of water. Gnomes at Retail Row decided to wait for the bus to get out. Either way, they are leaving Retail Row just before the Halloween update hits. So, how have you been keeping an eye on the old skull villain base, the Grotto, this season? A year or two ago, this was a top drop spot for many players, but since then it was closed and fell into disrepair. We couldn't get inside. Suddenly this season, something started to happen. The water levels began to fall. Was this a coincidence, or was something happening here? Then, this week, it happened again. Only a tiny change, I mean minuscule. The muck underwater is now on top of the waterline. That's literally it, just that tiny bit. It does make you think though, something is definitely happening here. With Halloween on the way, what is more iconic than a skull? Maybe this could be the home for shadow minions or even Midas himself. I did a little research and the only other skull-shaped location we've seen this chapter is from the day Aurelia was revealed. A piece of lore showed us Marigold finding her tomb, and that place looked a great deal like the Grotto. Could this be the time to see it revealed in-game? Man, I hope so. But let's hold our horses for a moment. It's only a tiny change in water level. It could mean nothing at all. It wouldn't be a map update video without the legend that is the tiny chair. Have you visited this thing this week? This time around, it has grown again. The bear and the chair and the telescope have marginally grown and are now on par with the size of a chest. Nothing spectacular, but the legend continues to grow. Next update should see the chair grow to its original size, and I'm still hoping it won't stop there. We need a hugely oversized bear on a hugely oversized chair next to a hugely oversized telescope. Whichever Fortnite dev made this, you're awesome. Thank you very much. And the final update this week is all about Sloan and her motley crew. This week they are about to enter Retail Row, still carrying the same load on an IO truck and still flanked by the same 2 IO vehicles. 5 weeks ago now, we saw them claiming debris from the fallen mothership. Damn, 5 weeks already, time flies. Later that week, they took this path, moving towards the Hutwatch farm, across the bridge, past the collapsed IO base, over the next bridge, to this crossroads at Retail Row. A theory the community is hoping that comes true is Sloan is going to open the bunker, the redacted bunker we've been watching for years. And thanks to that turn towards retail, it's now totally possible. This is the distance to the bunker. It's about 3 or 4 updates away, which would make it about October 26th they got here. Unbelievably close to Halloween and only 2 days before the secret skin for the season is revealed. What do you think will happen? Is this another bait and switch, or will we finally see inside the redacted bunker? And to confirm that this is important, when Sloan and her gang got to this crossing, the cube was scheduled to go over the road and crush it, but instead it deliberately went round that vehicle. Whatever Sloan is doing, it's important to the storyline. So the other thing about map changes in the last month is that they're constantly happening thanks to the cubes rolling around. I've done my fair share of watching and waiting, and sometimes the cubes do nothing at all, and I've wasted my time, which is truly heartbreaking. But each roll brings us closer to the end game. I'm sure you've noticed how each tumble of the cubes creates a corruption trail. Right now, these are spiraling towards the center point of the island. In fact, as I'm saying this, the golden cube is a matter of hours away from its final resting place, so keep an eye on it today and tomorrow. In case you missed it over the last 2 weeks, the golden cube made it to all the remaining purple cubes and awoke them, floating in the air, firing out an energy beam which somehow forces the cube to come alive and have babies. Biology isn't my strong point, but that's how babies are made if anyone asks. The thing to know is that all the purple cubes have offspring, except for one of them. The one from Steamy Stacks, the one we believe to be Kevin the Cube from Chapter 1. He even gives us a hint at this by leaving Kev out in the forecourt of Steamy Stacks before rolling away. This cube doesn't act completely like the others. At one point, it deliberately finds a high spot on the island to have a look around and stayed there for about a day for no reason at all. This cube is unlike the others. And this Kevin doesn't want to have kids. It's his choice, I guess. Oh, and a random thing happened to me getting this shot. I usually move vehicles and builds out of the way to make things like this look better. And here, I moved this truck. Can you guess where it ends up? Let's see. It finds a llama. I have no idea why I'm showing you this. I hope you enjoyed. Over the next week, many things will start happening. Halloween decor will begin to arrive on the island as people start feeling spoopy. The Superstore should see its annual update to becoming the home of horror, and then in 2 weeks, everything becomes clear. Oh, and if you're wondering, the blue cube still hasn't moved at all. Lazy bugger. Okay, on screen now are a bunch of code ADAMARU legends who are kind enough to use my code this season. Thank you so much for choosing my code. It makes a massive difference to my life. I took a break from YouTube and Twitter DMs over the last few weeks, but I'm ready to come back, make content, and start replying again. So thank you, and sorry if I haven't replied to you just yet. Know that you're awesome, and I appreciate you. I'm Adam. I'll see you next time.